Because I think LeBron, a lot of these guys are just, they're so phony and fake. LeBron doesn't want to be criticized. And that's where we are. They want athletes to cover athletes, okay? And then when the athletes don't go along with it and aren't doing that,
haters.
Okay, now they're haters.
Rob Parker goes off on LeBron for dissing the media. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
I got to say this. Because I think LeBron, a lot of these guys are just, they're so phony and fake. And I'm going to tell you why. First, it was you guys, us, writers, report, you guys didn't play in the league, blah, 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 blah. Right? It was the pushback that we didn't play in the league. Now you got all the guys sitting up on the deck are all former players, all in their own right, and it still ain't right. Still weird. Still whatever. What one is it? It's not. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that you don't want to be criticized, and that's what I can't get over with today's athletes.
Yeah, I think it's a part of that too. Players don't like to be criticized, but, when the criticism gets personal, I think that's what LeBron may have been talking about. But still, if you're in the NBA, you're a public figure, yeah, the criticism, it may go left field at times, but for the most part, you're getting criticized on your game. Is there an entertainment factor with it? Of course. We're not going to just say, okay, you played terrible. They're going to be like, you played like trash, and should they trade you? And, it's all entertainment value. That's the issue that Charles Barkley's having with media, mainstream media, the covers of the Lakers and the Warriors, and you're not covering the OKC Thunder and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I think it all, ties into one, but still, you got to be criticized by the people if you want to be in the NBA. It's a part of the job.
I'm serious. Because which one is it? Is it that we didn't play in the league, or is it that Chuck and Kenny and Shaq,
they're all wrong and haters?
They're all haters, and they didn't do anything in the league. They didn't win anything. They didn't win any awards. Their opinion doesn't matter. I don't get it. I'm serious.
Now, as far as who can criticize the players, now Rob Parker, he's making an interesting point. So I didn't play professional sports, but I've been in this industry for 40, 50 years. So you got a problem when I criticize you, but then you got former players that are criticizing you, not just LeBron, everybody as a whole, and there's still an issue. So what is it? Who can criticize you? Who can talk about your game? Who can critique your game? What criticisms don't you have a problem with? Who can really speak on you? That's an interesting point by Rob Parker.
I think LeBron is mixing up a couple of things. Are there, with the advent of social media, more trolls? Absolutely. That happens for me and you. People just troll you, right? Rob G gets trolls. Are there more?
Rob G deserves it because some of the stuff, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Are there more blogs and vlogs and podcasts? Yes. Do you listen to them too much, LeBron and others? Yes. Do you allow that to consume you? Yes. Are you going to the point where you have to go 0 dark 30 because you're so involved in it? Yes. Are you interacting with burner accounts, Kevin Durant? Yes. So I absolutely do agree that there's a lot of negative conversations because there's so many more things out there. However, when I actually really watch real basketball publications and shows, for the most part, they're just talking about the game last night. They're talking about how this player is really good and this team should do this. And wow, the Luka trade was great for the Lakers and maybe this is good in the short term for the Mavericks.
Yeah, at the end of the day, criticism is criticism. It may go trolly at times. I've had my moments where I troll, but for the most part, I'm really talking about the game and reacting to these sports pundits. So if you're LeBron, he's seen it all in the last 22 years. So his views may be a little different. People talking about Bronny shouldn't be in the NBA. Why is LeBron James doing this to him? He shouldn't be in the NBA. So I think that's where his recent energy has been. And we seen with the Stephen A. Smith confrontation at the Lakers game, he may have been using it as a shield, but he may have, more issues with people talking about him over the last 20 plus years. So again, man, stay off social media. If you don't want to hear what people are saying, then you got to go 0 dark 30. That's another thing Bron has been doing 10 plus years now. So some people may not be able to handle the criticism, and LeBron James is starting to break down.
Kenny Smith's been doing this for 25, 30 years. There's nothing about Kenny Smith I would ever equate to a hater. Does Chuck have a personality where, yes, he's going to say what he has to say sometime? I don't think it's fun. He's terrible.
Oh,
yes,
man.
he's going to do that from time to time. And is Shaq going to be an old hater at times? Yes, because everybody ain't like me putting up Shaq-like numbers. But, to just lump all of basketball media when, to me, it's not like that at all, that I think there's something to it. And that eliminates the idea that we actually, to your point, can't see and dislike something. Is it not fair that I don't know who's on the countdown? I saw Stephen A. Smith, but I think Chiney, Ogumake, if like they can't say, man, I just don't like the way Boston's playing or shooting too many threes. Is that not a fair point?
No,
We were sitting here watching it.
Right, but that's the issue is that nothing. You can't say anything negative. They expect you to be rah-rah. This is not the Lakers local broadcast. I'm serious. And James Worthy, the only reason
keeping it a big game.
He's the only reason I listen. I'm serious. I tune in because I want to hear what James Worthy says. I never feel like he's like a company man. I really don't. When they play well, James is all about the Lakers.
Nah, James Worthy, he keep it real. He stand on business. Maybe LeBron don't like him either, but still, you got to be able to get criticized if you want to be a professional athlete. It comes with it. You making all that money, so if people going to talk junk, let them talk junk, but you still going to cash out at the end of the day.
When they don't play well, he'll spell it out.
Grabbing his head. They look bad tonight. They keep
Yeah.
it real.
Be going off, man.
Real quick.
And I respect that.
Yeah, so Stephen A. Smith had a couple of shots at LeBron during the broadcast countdown prior to the game. He talked about LeBron. You know, he said you didn't do the dunk contest, and he said you didn't even do the All-Star game this year. So he took a few shots. LeBron said this on Twitter right after, literally like a half hour ago. Like he was watching this. You know, they got a game tonight, but here we go. He's watching the shows and he's commenting. What did he say? Right?
Oh, he said a lot. Let me read it to you. He said, y'all exactly made my point, but anyways, happy this conversation has started. It's not about face of the game, and it ain't about one person or one show. It's about the culture of basketball, the most beautiful game in the world. Our game has never been better. Incredible young stars from all over the world and some older ones. Ha ha.
First of all, there's a point right there that many of proven people, writers, and old players will say, the game has been better. The aesthetics, people will absolutely, like right there, you know how I feel about Bron's my guy. I disagree. The gameplay has been better before. Are you asking me that?
Say it's never been better. It's just not true.
Are there the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th men on the team more skilled than maybe in the 80s? I'll give you that. But I don't necessarily think the team basketball is better. I don't necessarily agree with that, but continue.
He says Steph Curry should be all we are talking about today. Or let's discuss how great OKC and the Cavs have been this season with two completely different styles and break down why and how they got here. Of course, if players don't perform, we need to discuss that too and break it down. But even that can be discussed in a way that's not to bring finality to the player's game, but to leave room to see how that player responds, and let's watch the journey of that player. This ain't about me either. At this point, I don't really care what's said about me because it's always something. This is about the impact and negativity is having in our beautiful game and our fans. I know I speak for a lot of players and, more importantly, a lot of great fans around the world.
I hear that, but that's not it. LeBron doesn't want to be criticized, and that's where we are. They want athletes to cover athletes, okay? And then when the athletes don't go along with it and aren't doing that,
haters.
Okay, now they're haters.
Yeah, that's a huge issue. Somebody got to be able to criticize you. If it ain't the journalist or traditional media, if it can't be the players, who are you willing to take criticism from? When is it not deemed hate? Is it just, we say all great things about you, or can we criticize your game as well? So LeBron, he really got to think about that.
So which one is it? He's played out there. He's been in the NBA. He knows what it takes. And he's telling you that's a bad play, or you're not playing well, or you're not hustling, or whatever. Now there's a problem. When Skip Bayless or me or Chris Broussard or whatever, we didn't play at that level. This is what I'm trying to say. The biggest thing is, they want athletes to cover each other, but they want them to cover for each other. That's what he's saying.
That's where Draymond Green comes in. He's going to be a part of that new media. He's going to be able to, crash out about Bron. Same with Nick Wright. Same with some other players. So you got some players in the media that are slowly coming up the ranks, like a Draymond, that are going to try to protect LeBron James' legacy.
Oh, if somebody doesn't play, you can discuss that, but then it should be how you can improve. What?
I think that was a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that part right there.
Rob G, did you see
it? It should be in a way that it's not final.
Right. Because I've lived it. It used to be that we didn't know. And now why? Because a player says, and I'm not saying that everything a player says is right. I got issues with players being covering each other because I think that there is some jealousy and some other things that writers, because I brought this up to you a million times. And I think it's a mistake when players cover each other. when 150 or 130 players don't vote for LeBron James to be an All-Star game, there's
That's
something
crazy.
there. Okay,
That's absolutely crazy.
That's telling you all
That's
you
crazy
need to
work.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Changing time.
Ain't no way that writers would have not 130 writers would have not voted for LeBron. I'm dead serious. I don't care what interaction. So I think that there's a rub now because some athletes push back and he's complaining about inside the NBA, but it's the most popular show.
Yeah, this is why LeBron got his own production company. That's why he don't really do too many interviews outside of Uninterrupted unless he has a sponsorship deal or brand deal with DraftKings. Then he'll go on Travis Kelce's show, a couple other shows as well to where he knows the people. People like LeBron, they're going to track more towards the Richard Jeffersons, the people to where, yeah, they may give a little criticism, but for the most part, they're not going to go too much in detail like a Stephen A. Smith. And again, you seen with that altercation, yeah, he may have said some stuff about Bronny, but not in a negative way. He kept it real and walks on eggshells, but there's more things that LeBron is pissed off about, and he's starting to take it out on the media. He's calling out the media every single season, and it's starting to turn up now, knowing that he's going to leave in a few years. So let me go all out. Let me crash out on the media, and let me voice my opinions.